What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to your video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2022 Quaker State 400. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series, headed to Atlanta Motor Speedway on the mile-and-a-half track for the Quaker State 400. The second time we've been here this year in the second Super Speedway race. Unlike the last time, though, that was 500 miles, this one is going to be a 400-mile race on the mile-and-a-half Super Speedway. Should race very similar to last time, though temperatures are expected to be a little bit higher for this weekend, so that's one thing to definitely watch for this weekend as we go to the Super Speedway. So now let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather's actually really interesting. So for the high of the day on Sunday, it's going to be 87 degrees the high and 69 degrees is a low. Nice numbers, by the way. But unfortunately, it is a 60% chance of scattered thunderstorms. So weather could definitely play a major factor into the race. Now keep this in mind, it is Monday when I'm recording this, so the weather can definitely change over the next couple of days. But there is a chance of rain. Again, it's a shorter race, so the race can end a little bit earlier. But I expect the tendency to be really up with the weather this weekend. So now, let's jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how I do picks on the channel. I do two suck picks, two drivers I think they're going to struggle, who are going to have just one bad race or continue a stretch of really bad races. $200 picks, two drivers I expect to have one good run or expected to continue their really strong runs they've been having. And I do the winner's pick as well, the driver I think is going to win. And I do the ones you need to watch out for the race. And I've got 5 drivers you need to watch out for along with the guy who I think is going to win. So now, let's get into picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend's Quaker State 400? My first suck pick is a guy that's been kind of off and on so far this year and is in the top 10 points currently in the NASCAR Cup Series. But generally on the Super Speedways, I think outside maybe Talladega, this guy has generally been really horrendous on Super Speedways. In fact, it's really the last type of track this guy really needs to win to really complete the trifecta. And this guy, like I mentioned, has been hit or miss and didn't have a great run at Road America. Wasn't horrendous, but could have had a better run. Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr., like I mentioned, I expect a little bit more from Martin Truex Jr. at types of tracks of this, and because especially since his old days at DEI when he used to be really good in the Xfinity Series, he has not really transitioned over really the last couple years, and he's been horrendous at Super Speedways, and he's never been great. I expect MTJ to struggle this weekend. My other suck pick is a guy that's generally been really bad on Super Speedways over the last couple years, and really has been kind of on a downward trend over the last 2 weeks. He's finished the last 2 races outside the top 20, and has not really shown the pace or speed to win. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, like I mentioned, he's really struggled recently. That 18 car was really fast up until Gateway, and then the last 3 weeks, I know road course racing, Joe Gibbs Racing's road course program really hasn't been that great. But Kyle Busch, I don't expect to continue streaks. He's, like I said, finished 3 times outside the top 20 in a row. And I think Kyle Busch, once again, for the 4th week in a row, is going to finish outside the top 20. I think he struggles. And now we're going to jump onto the underdog picks for this weekend at Atlanta. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick is a guy that's kind of struggled to finish these races due to mechanical gremlins. However, the last time we were here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, this guy spun out across the line. I believe ended up finishing still in the top 5. And at that point, we thought this guy may have been an underdog to make the playoffs, especially if we got there. I believe this guy's in the top 30 as well, so he would get in with a win. Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie, like I mentioned, is a very underrated super speed racer, and he was really close to winning at Daytona last year, up front near the end of the race. In fact, challenging for the race win, but unfortunately got taken out on the last lap. I think Corey LaJoie this time around will be a contender for a top 5. He is definitely in a must-win situation at a super speedway track, but he's generally been really good at super speedways this year. I think LaJoie is going to be a threat. My other underdog pick is a driver who's been extremely consistent this year. He has scored 7 top 10s this year, which is, I believe, in the top 10 drivers who have scored top 10s so far in the 2022 season. This is a career year for him, and he's always really good on not only on road courses, but super speed as well. In fact, his only Cup Series win came at a super speedway, that being, of course, being last year's Daytona 500. Talking about Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell, like I mentioned, has been really quick on the super speedways this year. He was fast at Talladega, nearly won the Daytona 500 for the 2nd year in a row. And he was pretty, I believe, also really strong at Atlanta last time as well. So I think Michael McDowell is going to have a good run, and I think he's got a shot to win this weekend. And now we're going to jump on to the winner's pick for the Quaker State 400. Who do I think is going to win the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway? My winner's pick for this weekend is a guy who has not won so far this year in 2022. So far, we've had 13 drivers win. And I think we're going to have a 14th different winner this weekend. This guy, though, is currently the highest in the points of all drivers who have not won so far this year. but at points has been really, really close to winning. And if there's a type of track where this guy is going to win at, this is definitely the track to do it, especially since he also does have a win here in the old configuration last spring. Ryan Blaney's my pick to win. Like I mentioned, Ryan Blaney's arguably one of the best super speedway racers out there and was really fast at Atlanta the last time we were here. He was really fast at Talladega and also really fast in the Daytona 500. If there's a race that Ryan Blaney can really get it done, I think this is the weekend where he really needs to show up and get it done. He's been fast all year. He had a pretty good run this past weekend, I believe, at Road America, where I think he finished in the top 10. I need to see a little more from Blaney, and I think this weekend he's finally going to get it done and get back into victory lane. And now we're going to jump on some ones you need to watch out for this weekend at Atlanta. Who are my ones to watch out for? My first driver I need to watch out for is another guy that has not won so far in the 2022 season. However, every time we come to Super Speedway S track, this guy is contending for top 10s and top 5s. And I think this guy is going to be a threat to win. In fact, his only career win has come at a Super Speedway, that being at Talladega last fall. I think Bubba Wallace is going to have a really strong run this weekend. I don't think he crashed on the last lap like the last time we were here. I think Bubba Wallace is going to have a top 10 run. In fact, I think he will be a contender for the win. Bubba's been really quick on super speedways, and 2311 has shown a lot of pace. And I think that Bubba Wallace is going to have a good run this weekend at Atlanta Motor Speedway. My second driver I need to watch out for is a guy that has also been really good on super speedways. But he's really struggled so far this year outside of the Daytona 500. I think that changes this week. I think his team's got a better mentality going into the weekend, and it seems like the Roush Fenway Keselowski organization has somewhat improved, at least on the Chris Buescher side of things. But I don't think Chris Buescher is going to be one that's going to run amazing. I think Brad Keselowski is going to be a factor to win this race. Keselowski, like I mentioned, has a really good super speedway tracks, had a lot of pace and speed at Atlanta before issues came up, and unfortunately they got a massive penalty after that race. I think Keselowski is going to be a factor to win, and I think he's got a good shot to potentially lock his way into playoffs and potentially steal a playoff spot. My third driver you need to keep your eyes out on is one of the best drivers so far in the 2022 season. And this guy finished second the last time we were here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, albeit thanks to Cristobal basically going under the yellow line and like basically kind of forced, I think he forced Josh Chastain below the yellow line, or Cristobal went below the yellow line. Josh Chastain has been really fast at pretty much any type of track we go to, whether it's super speedway, whether it's a road course, whether it's a short track, whether it's a mile-and-a-half track. Josh Chastain has been extremely fast this year, and I think that Josh Chastain is going to have another really strong run this weekend at Atlanta. My fourth driver you need to keep your eyes out on is a guy that really started this year off really, really strong. Unfortunately, though, over the last few months and weeks, this guy has generally really struggled. He's only had one top 10 finish in the last 8 or 9, the last 10 races. I don't see this guy having a good run. I think this guy's going to have a good run. I think he's got a top 10, top 5 speed. William Byron. Like I mentioned, William Byron has been generally struggling over the last few weeks, but I expect William Byron to have a good run this weekend. He really needs a good run, and I think he's finally going to get that run that he needs. And a final driver I think you need to keep your eyes out on is a guy that I think is very underrated at Super Speedways. In fact, his only wins have come at Super Speedways, that being 2 in 2017. Talking about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse actually was leading this race before he had a flat tire the last time we were here. And I believe that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to have a ton of pace and a ton of speed. And I think he's going to have a shot to get it done. I think the 47 team is going to put a lot of work into this weekend. And I think that Stenhouse is going to be a factor this weekend here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So anyway, those are the race picks for the Quaker State 400. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch. My underdog picks are Corey LaJoie and Michael McDowell. My winner's pick is Ryan Blaney. And the ones to watch are Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, William Byron, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So, that is going to be the race picks video for the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Notifications to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on page on the list schedule below with that. And comment your thoughts on today's video, and comment below your picks for this week in Atlanta. Tell me who your 2 suck picks are. Tell me who your 2 underdog picks are, and tell me who you think is going to win. And tell me 5 or 6 guys you think you should be able to watch out for this week in Atlanta. Let me know in the comments below. More than likely, tomorrow I should have a NASCAR news video on the channel discussing stuff over the last couple of days. And then we'll have a lot of other content on the way, including a potential silly season type of video that could be coming out Thursday, but I'm not entirely confirming at this time. So anyway, like I mentioned, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.